Hello and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Yes, it's that time again where we take cars and make them slightly better and send them on their way. So last time out we did a big restore on one of our bought to keep cars, the Mojave. So this time we're going to do some customer jobs just to mix it up. Let's take out the GT20. Alright, oh, I think there might be some bodywork coming on here. Right, well, we've got inventory, some parts from our last build, excuse me. Let's get rid of them. Let's take out the chocolatey parts of the bodywork, providing we can tell which parts they are. It's not always particularly obvious, but, well, having said that, not so hard to tell on this version, so I think it's all of those. Let's go and fix them if we can. Apparently not. Some of those have been broken, but some of them are okay, so that's nice. So there we go. Oh, hood, yeah. So what was broken? Something for the front. Left headlight, right headlight. They were both very broken. They had glass in them. No, I mean they didn't have any glass in them. I mean they usually do have glass in them for the protection of the lightingness. Anyway, that's the mumbling over with. Well, not the mumbling, but the nonsense. Right, general engine control and repair. Engine power has failed. Gearbox problems. Okay, so let's do some testing on this to discover which parts of the engine are broken. That's fairly obvious on some of it, I have to say. Let's see, does it have an ODB port? No, it's too old for that. Let's test its ports and pistons. Tells us how deep into the engine we might have to go. Ooh, there's one piston damage, so we have to go into the engine. Okay, fair enough. And just for completion, let's do a random number electricity test. And the results say starter motor is knackered. Okay. Well, some of this is fairly obvious, to be fair, so let's just start stripping the engine down, as we have to get all of it off anyway, I think. I'm not as familiar with these engines, but I probably have to take everything off. Certainly everything that comes from the top. I need to dig down. There's some spark plugs that need replacing. They're all very chocolatey, in fact, look. Apart from this one. Right. It's a V6, isn't it, effectively? Flat 6, what do we call it? Oh yes, that's right, and it's got all the billions of camshaft caps, some of which are also knackered. Wow, it's got hundreds of these and 2 camshafts. Usually I thought there was going to be just one camshaft with hundreds of camshaft caps, but there you go. If you don't want any strain on your camshaft, you want it going out of line. Okay, oh, there's another one there. Right, so I have to take all this timing stuff off, I guess, to get to the timing bits. That's how it usually works. Also, this distributor is a bit knackered, so I need that off. That crankshaft pulley looks a bit dead. Whatever that was, that's the crankshaft pulley. That was the water pump pulley, wasn't it? Yeah. Alright, now we get the timing gear off, cover off. Oh, I don't think we'd have to take the water pump off after all, but there we go. Sprocket, and then that come off, and then these can come off, and then these can come off. Crikey. Alright, so we have to take off the other carburetors, as well as these exhaust manifolds to get into the engine. Who knew engines were so complicated, eh? Gosh, just little explosions. I mean, get over yourself. Little explosions, no need for all this palaver. Right, now we can get the engine head off. Apparently the need is for 12 bolts. Right, there we go. So we can finally see our Duff piston. But of course, to remove the piston, we will have to get this oil pan off. Oh, starter motor, that's something else to remove. So let's do that. Let's get up in the air. Oh wow! Compared to the other lifting setups, this car's actually merged with the bottom of the lifter rather than hovering above it. Right, so what were we up to? Oh yes, I have to remove the oil pan. I have to get the oil out for that. Come hither, little drain, little oil drain. Come to feed you. Right, where's my oil outlet? Right underneath the exhaust pipe. That's a little bit weird. Just going to gloop over the exhaust pipe. Or through it. We don't get to move when it's glooping, so we can't tell if it's glitching through. I'm going to go with it was definitely glitching through. Can't prove it wasn't. Right, so now we can take off the oil pan. And we can get the pistons. We can also, yeah, here we go, check to see if any of these bearing caps are knackered, which is often seems to be an issue. Yeah, quite a few of these are knackered actually. Is that one? Oh no, not that one. That one. Right. Okay. And whilst it's up in the air, we could take the drive shaft off first, actually. And oh, a long way away. Drive shaft off. So we're going to get the gearbox in a bit, or now, maybe even. Alright. So I don't know how much in here requires fixing. That's it. Alright, cool. So might as well fix that and put it back together. Clutch. Release bearing. Oh yeah, that needs fixing of course. Let's see if I can repair it. No, it's just not there, is it? So that was a gearbox, i4 rear wheel drive. i4 rear wheel drive, alright. That explains why I didn't really recognise the shape of it. There we go. And then the drive shaft can go back on. Alright, good, that's the gearbox bit done. What else are we doing here? So we found all those, did that. So basically we're just purchasing and putting it back together again. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 camshaft cap i6s. Camshaft cap i6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. Carburetor 2 barrel. And then 3 crankshaft bearing caps. Crankshaft bearing caps, 3. Crankshaft pulley i6. Crankshaft pulley i6. Front exhaust excuse me? What's that? What? Hang on. Isn't this... oh no, it's general engine. Front exhaust section. What's that doing in here? Ignition distributor, ignition wires. Ignition distributor, ignition wires. Excuse me. i6 one assumes. Yeah. Piston with conrod. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spark plugs. Piston with conrod. 5 spark plugs. Starter timing chain i6. Starter timing chain i6 and a water pump pulley. Alright, and then a fuel filter ignition distributor rotor. Fuel filter ignition distributor rotor. Weird how these things are all together. and then three round air filters. Round air filters, side draft. Alright, done the gearbox, do the bodywork in a bit. So, let's put it all back together. Yeah, front exhaust section I6, didn't buy one of those. Front exhaust section I6, there we go. Right, I've forgotten everything that I was doing, that's good. Oh, oil pan. Oh, hang on, what's this? Something, oh, I didn't take the piston out, did I? How do I operate my lifter? So, whoops, chocolatey, where's it gone? One chocolatey Conrod with piston. Oh, yeah. It's accessible from the engine bay. Be a shame if I wasn't in the engine bay. Ah, for God's sake, right, there we go. Right, let's put the new one back in. I can find the bloody hotspot for it. Okay, I can build the top. Oh, it's many camshaft caps. There we go. Camshaft, and then all the caps ever. More caps than a busy, I don't know, graduation. They all throw their caps in the air, don't they? I don't think I ever did that. Did graduate, didn't throw cap in air. Although, to be honest, they're usually rented, aren't they? You're not going to buy your own bloody academic thing unless you're actually going to work in academia and need it every second Sunday for bests. The rest of us will fucking you hire them and you're in some musty smelling gown that millions of people have also worn whilst being sweaty and excited for a day. Happy days. Right. Cam gear, timing, chain, I6, little sprockety dodge, stick you in. I can put the timing cover on. There we go. Replace the water pump, shouldn't really need to take it off. Brand new water pump pulley, so you can pulley the water pumps, or whatever it is that they do. There we go, and then we've got a belt there, and a belt there. And that, I think, is pretty much the front of the engine sorted. Stick these little distributor bits together. Oops, no, come on, little clippy, there we go. And then the wires that go on when everything else is fixed up. And the carbs. Fancy having 3 carburetors. That seems a little bit greedy, doesn't it? Cars don't have any at all these days. That's how advanced, different, whatever they are. Alright, so that's that. Fuel filter, engine head cover. The nice thing about doing these jobs is that you've never generally got rid of a part that you need. When you strip off all the parts off a car and you want to 100% it and you throw half of them away because they're no good, you end up every now and again having to keep buying a part. But at least when you're putting it back together, as long as you've bought all the parts and you've not accidentally scrapped anything, or tried to fix it and broke it, you've always got the bits you need. It's very satisfying. Clickety click, clickety click. There we go. Couple of manifolds to attach. There we have it. So that is the engine, I think, done. Let's check our list. So crankshaft bearing caps, do those underneath. Yeah, but we're pretty much there. So let's raise it up. Zoom in a bit. bit so we can see these little puppies. So I thought that was already there, but no, it's just a strong ghost. And then that one's already in. There we go. Zoom back out again so we can see. Alright. There we go. So that's all of that, I think. Let's put the starter motor back in. You know what? I think the owner will be a bit annoyed if he turns his key and it just literally doesn't even click. It just sits there going, So stick a starter motor on it. There we go. Lovely. Alright. Now it's just the bodywork, I think. So only left and right headlight for the Sakura GT20. So opening that isn't going to help. Sakura GT20, so put in a GT20 and we want front and left headlight, so front and left, you know, don't want the back headlight. So 2 headlights and there we go. I think everything's done. Send it on its way. Oh, have I changed the oil and not put any more in? It's a classic trick of mine. Oh, now in assemble mode so I can't open anything. Right, oh yeah, we had the oil pan off, of course, didn't we? Silly boy. So let's fill it up with lovely oil. There we go. Even gets a bit of experience for that. Lovely, there we go. There you are, Mr. Customer. Hope you're jolly happy with that. Just see if there's anything super fast we can fix it up. Oh yes, super fast. Nothing like a super fast job. There we go, 500 paid. Oops, don't have to click on it. And 1,000 spent on that. Double up for paint. There we go, we've not even had a replacement job in the 5 seconds that we took for us to do that. Come on, someone's bound to phone any second. There we go. No, that's not super quick, so we'll leave it there. Slightly shorter episode, certainly than the last one, which was super long. But that's what happens. Some days it's a long day, some days it's a short day. Some days you take a short day, and then you mumble and ramble and you witter on to the point where it's become a long day. Oh yeah, that was a point at myself. So, without further ado...